Welcome to Flash Editorials for March the 24th, 2012. I am Russell D. Longcore, owner and editor of DumpDC. Flash Editorials is presented by www.dumpdc.com. DumpDC is the world leader in secessionist thought. We show the world that secession is the only hope for personal liberty and property rights on the planet. Do you like my British accent? It makes me sound smarter and more authoritative. God knows I need that. Let's jump on the news like a priest on an altar boy. In the nation, Romney won Illinois and Puerto Rico. The yawn fist continues. And when I listened to National Public Radio on the way to work Wednesday morning, they announced that Gingrich was a distant third. The truth is that Newt finished behind Ron Paul in fourth place. The media blackout of Ron Paul also continues. The Nation Part 2, remember the Emancipation Proclamation. Lincoln freed the slaves in the South, which had already seceded and was a separate and sovereign nation. Well, President Barry did an Emancipation Proclamation of his own on Thursday. He flew to Oklahoma and said he would set free the southern portion of the XL pipeline project. While he was walking around taking credit for the pipeline, he forgot to mention one thing. The only portion of the XL pipeline that requires his signature is the northern section that crosses an international border. He vetoed that portion a few months ago. Oops. The Nation Part 3, Congressman Paul Ryan announced his newest plan for reorganizing the federal budget. His budget would spend $5.3 trillion less than the Obama budget over the next 10 years. Both Ryan and Obama think it's perfectly okay to spend over $3 trillion each year into the future. And at least 40% of those budgets are borrowed money. But remember that both budgets are projections and hot, runny bullshit. And all politicians do these projections over 10 years, when they know that the only budget they can control is the current year. Ron Paul said that if he was president he would cut $1 trillion in spending in the first year. That is truth. Ryan is a lying piece of shit trying to make a name for himself. But I wish him massive success, because the faster Congress screws the country, the faster Washington and the dollar will collapse, and the faster secession will be able to happen here in North America. The Nation Part 4, our President/Overseer/Savior, otherwise known as a POS, Obama cravenly told reporters today, if I had a son, he would look like Trayvon Martin. Here is yet another high-tech lynching, but this time it will be a white guy. When asked about the shooting, candidate Rick Santorum called it a heinous crime. Both of these empty suits are lawyers and should know better. How about saving your comments until after a thorough investigation has been done? Yes, a 17-year-old boy has been shot to death. But I don't know it was murder, and neither does anybody else right now, except maybe the police. But George Zimmerman has yet to be arrested and charged with anything. Screaming crowds, talking heads and black activists do not constitute physical evidence of a crime. May the Sanford police allow their professionalism to prevail at a time in which the media and masses have lost their minds. In international news, I find it implausible that Iran does not already have nuclear weapons technology. They have had nuclear reactors for electricity since the Shah was in office. Maybe they don't already have a nuclear weapon built, but enriching radioactive material the old way produces plutonium. But there is an alternative. The liquid sodium thorium reactor is a technology that goes back to the 1960s and is entirely safe. There are no radioactive waste products and no plutonium. So my point is that The only reason any nation would continue to use uranium is that they want plutonium as a part of the process. And are there any nations that use nuclear reactors for electricity that do not have nuclear weapons? It's not a coincidence. International News Part 2. Soldiers from the West African nation Mali overthrew President Amadou Toumani Touré this week. The former president's whereabouts are not presently known. Touré came to power in 1991 when he seized power in a coup, overthrowing another guy who had staged a coup in 1968. Apparently what goes around comes around. International Part 3. Portugal is next in line for a bailout. They need $12 billion in loans to avert default. Spain is making noises about default too. And Germany is expected to be the source of the bailouts. I love this. The euro was a terrible idea back in 1999, and Europe is getting what it deserves. Nations that give up their sovereignty in monetary policy are stupid. If the euro fails, will any of the nations of the European Union have the good sense to issue currency backed by gold? Don't hold your breath. But cheer up, everyone. China is going to wrest control of the dollar as world reserve currency, and their currency will be backed by gold. Now a commercial message. Have you ever dreamed of owning a home-based business? It's a dream shared by millions of people who crave freedom from bosses. But it's much, much more, and today I want you to concentrate on time freedom. You can always earn more money somehow, but you cannot earn more time. Spend it foolishly and it is forever gone. Long hours on the job steal time from you and your family. Did you get married and have kids just so you could bring home a paycheck but not spend time in their lives? Do you feel guilty when you miss important events because you have to work? You can take control of your life with the right kind of home business. To learn more about my energy business, go to www.masterpieceenergy.com. Watch the opening video about lifestyle. Then look to the left and click on Defining Moments to learn about a truly recession-proof business. www.masterpieceenergy.com. In business news, corporations in America are hoarding cash. The Wall Street Journal says that non-financial corporations on the S&P 500 are retaining more than $1.2 trillion in cash. Why? Lack of predictability in the economy and the fecklessness of Washington, D.C. Also, companies are anticipating and preparing for how hard they are going to get hammered by Obamacare. Want to revitalize the economy, D.C./real spending this year. Lay off government workers, shrink government departments, dissolve programs, and stop quantitative easing, which is just another way of saying printing counterfeit money. In the economy, the number of actual new unemployment claims under state programs, unadjusted, totaled 315,636 in the week ending March the 17th, down 24,441 from the week previous. Yet once again, the Labour Department reported 348,000 new jobless claims, a number higher than the real number by over 32,000. Can someone out there explain to me why DC would overreport the number of new claims? What kind of drooling morons are on their payroll? Perhaps some of the unemployed could count better than the government employees. In sports, remember the nice things I said about the owner of the Indianapolis Colts, and that he had some common sense by releasing Peyton Manning? Apparently Pat Bullen, the owner of the Denver Broncos, and Broncos executive John Elway, are suffering from altitude sickness. Not enough oxygen is getting to their brains. The Broncos bought Manning for $96 million over 5 years, and traded away Tim Tebow to the Jets. The rookie quarterback took Denver to the playoffs last year and put a lot of butts in the stadium seats. But I guess that wasn't good enough for his rookie year. So let me get this straight. You spend a ton of money to acquire a 36-year-old player, great as he has been, that has had 4 neck surgeries in 2 years and represents the past. And then you trade away a 25-year-old spark plug that represents the future. This deal will work hard on Tim Tebow's Christian forgiveness and the forgiveness of the Denver fans. Sports Part 2, Sean Payton, head coach for the New Orleans Saints, has been suspended from coaching for a year by the NFL for his role in the Saints' bounty scandal that put price tags on opposing players. Somebody on the team paid cash bonuses to players that injured key players on other teams. That's thuggishness, and NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell was right to suspend Payton. Winning is not everything. And in entertainment news, comedian Gallagher is retiring from performing after 32 years of cracking wise and smashing melons with a big hammer. Here's one from Gallagher. Why does it say on and off on a light switch? If it's on, you can see it's on, and if it's off, you can't see to read. One more. How does a slut feel? Horrible. Even Rush Limbaugh would like that last one. That's all for tonight. Thanks for watching. I am Russell D. Longcore. For all of us here at DumpDC, good night and good luck. Namaste. DumpDC, 6 letters that can change history. Copyright 2012, Russell D. Longcore. Permission to reprint, in whole or in part, is gladly granted, provided full credit is given.